guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Lexi and I make videos every single week, from cleaning videos, cooking videos, organizing videos. I have an entire Whole30 playlist, kind of do it all here on my channel, so definitely consider subscribing. So you can tell from the title that I completed the Whole30, you guys. I am super excited about that. This is definitely not my first time doing the Whole30, so I did have some prior experience to starting it. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things that I learned from the Whole30. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how it made me feel, how much weight I lost, all of the details of the Whole30. So definitely stick around. So if you are new to the Whole30 and you don't exactly know what it is, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the Whole30. So it is a reset. So you are committed to 30 days. You are giving up all of the grains, legumes, you're giving up sugar, you're giving up alcohol. I'm probably missing a few items. You are giving up a lot of things. So you're probably wondering, like, what on earth can you eat for 30 days? So pretty much you can have a lot of meats, you can have a lot of vegetables, you can have fruit, and a lot of nuts is typically what you eat, but no sugar, no alcohol. So pretty much the purpose of giving up those foods is to kind of see what your body is intolerant to see what foods are irritating your body. So like I shared with you guys in the beginning, this is not my first time completing the Whole30. So the very first time I completed the Whole30, I gave up all those foods. And then after the 30 days, you do have to slowly reintroduce those food groups back into your diet. And the goal for that is to see what your body is intolerant to. So it's kind of like really like the Whole40, because for 10 days, you're just kind of like slowly reintroducing those foods back into your body. And that's how I kind of found out that my body was kind of intolerant to gluten and dairy when I did it the very first time, which was awesome because I didn't have to pay for a genetic test. I didn't have to pay any money to figure out what my body was intolerant to. I was able to figure that out just by doing the Whole30. So I can have dairy and gluten, just really small amounts of it unless I get really sick. And the Whole30 opened my mind to that, which was incredible. So I strongly recommend doing it, whether you are trying to figure out what's making you sick, whether you just kind of want an overall reset, you've kind of been eating bad, you want to restart your body. That is a really good way to like kind of just cleanse your body of all those toxins and just start over. So during the Whole30, I have learned so much, you guys, especially since this is not my first time doing it. But although I've done it many other times, sometimes you just kind of forget what you learned and you just need to do it again. So the number one thing that I learned from doing the Whole30 is I really learned to read labels. I just had no idea how much foods have sugar in it, how many foods are just really not good for you that you think are good for you. So I really learned when I go grocery shopping, I'm not just going to pick up the normal brand that I usually pick up. I really take the time in the grocery store to flip over the container, read those labels. If I can't pronounce the words, most likely it's not going to be Whole30 approved, or most likely I shouldn't be putting it in my body. A lot of things have added sugar, like ketchup, things that you just don't think about have added sugar. And just an example, I love bacon, and so I had no idea that like 98% of bacons at the grocery store have sugar. I had to go to 2 different grocery stores to find a sugar-free bacon. And again, that's a food that I think, oh, I'm being healthy, I'm having bacon and spinach and eggs for breakfast. But no, because so many bacons have sugar in it. So the Whole30 really changed my mindset. It really like forced me to read those labels. And although now I'm off the Whole30, I am still going to be reading labels. Anything that I'm going to add to my cart, I'm going to make sure, is it good for me? Can I pronounce the words on it? Am I putting unnecessary sugar in my body? So that is a good thing that the Whole30 taught me, is to really just read those labels. Another thing that I learned from the Whole30 is that cravings are short term. They are not a long term filling. So I have learned not to feed into my cravings. Before I did the Whole30, I was really bad with my eating. If I was craving a brownie, I'd make them. If I was craving ice cream, I'd go get ice cream. If I was craving carbs, I'd have them. I was just giving my body anything that it craved, which was awful, you guys. And the Whole30 taught me to really control my cravings. That cravings are short term. They don't last forever. So instead of feeding into my cravings, like when I craved a brownie, I would maybe have a cup of fruit. Or if I craved some bread, maybe I'd have a glass of water, but really just not feeding into those cravings. You are in control of your body. You are in control of what you're eating, and you don't have to feed into those cravings. You can fight the temptation, and you don't got to do it, you guys. So that has really helped me so much, and I think that's why I was able to lose a lot of weight, because I wasn't allowing my body to just eat what it craved. I did not give in, and I was just fueling my body with good quality foods. Another thing I learned from doing the Whole30 is how important it is to eat at home. That's something that you don't really think about much, because sometimes I will go out to eat and think I'm eating healthy. I'll order a salad, but really, are you eating healthy? I just know from working at a restaurant for several years when I was in college that those restaurants load the food with butter and oils, and although you think you're ordering something healthy, you truly are not always ordering something healthy. So I would much rather be in control of what I'm putting in my body. I know how much oil I'm putting in my foods. I know everything that I'm putting in my foods. I know that I'm using the highest quality meats. I know I'm using organic vegetables. So to me, it is just better off eating at home. You're saving so many calories. It's healthier for you. So I really learned to cook at home and meal prep. I actually have an entire Whole30 meal prep video coming your way, so it will probably be already on my channel the time this video is done, so I will tag it above for you guys. But really just meal prepping out those meals, trying to stay away from eating out. If you do have to eat out, I completely understand that, because I have to eat out sometimes too, but just really asking, like, you know, what do you cook your chicken in? And really learning what they're cooking the chicken in, because if it's butter, then I don't want it, you know, really just making sure I'm eating healthy foods, clean foods, and I'm sticking to a good, well-balanced diet. And going back to the bacon that I was eating, it had sugar in it. So how many other restaurants are cooking meats with sugar in it? So that really just kind of changed my mindset. So I pretty much, on the Whole30, I probably ate out 3 times, maybe 4 times. And the times I did eat out, it was just grabbing a salad, and I made my own dressing and I brought it with me, or I just asked for like oil and balsamic vinaigrette packets. So that way I can kind of control what I was putting in my body. Another thing I learned from the Whole30 is mindful eating, and that was really, really hard for me, you guys, for the longest time. I used to think that if the food was in front of me, like, why not indulge in it? Just thinking back to like when I used to work in an office and sometimes there'd be free pizza in the break room, I would think that I would have to eat that pizza because it's in front of my face, it's one of my favorite foods, it's free, but I don't have to eat that pizza. If I have a healthy lunch that I've packed from home, why am I eating this pizza? Or just thinking back to when sometimes there'd be donuts in the break room and I had this healthy green smoothie for breakfast, and here I am stuffing my face with 2 donuts. Like, why? So the Whole30 really taught me that you can be in control of what you're eating, mindful eating, being really intentional of what you're putting in your body. You do not have to have food just because it's free. You do not have to have food just because it's in your face. Really focus on the end goal, and that is healthy eating. So I'm not going to be tempted by that anymore, even though I'm done with the Whole30. Still, like, if I have a healthy breakfast in my lunchbox, I'm not going to be tempted to have donuts because all of my coworkers are having donuts. So I'm really just going to be in control of what I'm putting in my body and just realizing that I don't have to have it just because it's there. Another thing that the Whole30 kind of made me realize is that I don't need those sugary drinks. I don't need Sprite, I don't need Coke, I don't need lemonade or any of those sugary drinks. I just don't need. My body has done so well with just water, you guys. I used to be a person who I would like sip on orange juice in the morning, or whatever I would have. I'd add like fruit juices to my smoothies. Like, you do not need any of that. My body has felt so good, you guys, because all I've been giving it is water. I mean, you can have fruit juices on the Whole30 if it has like no added sugar, but you don't need that. Why waste those calories when you can have water? My body feels so good. So during the Whole30, I had water, tea, I had sparkling water, and occasionally I would have a kombucha, which had no added sugar. But for the most part, 98% of the time, I was drinking water, and my body felt so good. The best it's ever felt. It's amazing what just drinking water can really do for your body and your skin and your health. You just feel so good, you guys. So I want to talk about a little bit about what I did during the Whole30. So I worked out about 4 to 5 times a week before starting the Whole30, so I did keep that up. So during the Whole30, I got up, went to the gym about 4 to 5 days a week, and I worked out. I would do cardio, I would do some weightlifting. I just did whatever my body needed for that day. Sometimes I would do legs, sometimes I would do arms. Some days I would just do all cardio, but I really just wanted to keep my body moving. So on the Whole30, I have an entire playlist like I've shared with you guys in this video about what I eat on the Whole30, what I buy from the grocery store. So I will definitely leave that playlist tagged below for you guys in the description box so you can check that out. And I have a Whole30 meal prep, so if you're curious to know what I ate on the Whole30, definitely check that out. But to kind of just tell you it quickly, I would eat a lot of meats, tons and tons of vegetables, and sometimes I would have like sweet potatoes and baked potatoes. For snacks, I'd make like a healthy trail mix, which was like almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds. I would do like unsweetened coconut flakes, and I would do unsweetened raisins. That was kind of my favorite like trail mix combination. But really just making sure I'm eating whole foods, and I try to eat as much organic foods as I possibly could. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what the Whole30 did for me, how it made me feel, my results. So in the beginning of the Whole30, I weighed myself, and then at the end, and honestly, I did weigh myself during the Whole30. You're really not supposed to do that if you're following it completely right. They don't want you to weigh yourself because they don't want you to get discouraged or get off track, but I've done it so many times that I knew I wasn't going to get off track by weighing myself. So I lost a total of 12 pounds, you guys, which is so good. For 30 days to lose 12 pounds. First off, the Whole30 is not about losing weight. I completely understand that, but it's definitely a benefit of doing it. When you are giving up so many food groups, you're just bound to lose weight. I feel so good, you guys. I talked about this in another video that my joints feel amazing. I was suffering from some joint pains really in my knees before doing the Whole30, and I have no more joint pains. I can do my squats in the gym and not have any pain from doing it. I can go up the stairs good. I honestly think it was because of the Whole30 really being healthy, eating healthy foods, eating organic foods. I think it was because I was working out. And I also think because I introduced collagen into my diet when I started the Whole30, because it was recommended to me from my doctor. So all of those things together have really allowed me to feel so good. Another benefit of doing the Whole30, you guys, is skin. My skin is just glowing. I mean, I don't really naturally have problems with acne. I really take care of my skin. I have a whole video of my skincare routine. That is something I take very serious. So I didn't have like breakouts or anything like that. But one thing that I really do struggle with is I have extremely dry skin, you guys, like so dry. And at the end of the Whole30, my skin just feels so hydrated. It's so glowy. I'm not wearing foundation like I used to. I'll wear foundation occasionally, but most of the time I'm just wearing my tinted moisturizer, which is what I have on in this video. I'm just not having a need to wear foundation, and my skin has been the best it's been in a really long time. And I really just think it comes down to fueling my body with healthy foods. So you are going to have some great skin by the time you're done with the Whole30. And also, I was drinking so much water. I told you guys I wasn't having any fruit juices or anything like that. I really think the sugar, eliminating the sugar, just changes your skin health. I'm just so excited about how amazing my skin is looking just from eliminating some of those food groups. Another thing that the Whole30 did for my body is it really stopped me, you guys, from emotional eating. I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but a lot of times I would just eat because I was so happy. Maybe I had an amazing day at work and I'm like, you know what, I had such a good day, I deserve this pizza. Or maybe I had an awful day and I would say, you know what, my day was so bad, I deserve this. I stopped allowing my emotions to take over what I was putting in my body. And one, on the Whole30, you can't do that. You can't just have a pizza, or you can't have brownies. So it really made me have control of my body. You do not have to reward yourself every time you do well, and you don't have to reward yourself every time you have a bad day. That is completely unnecessary. I was finding that I was rewarding myself multiple times a week, which was getting out of hand. So the Whole30 has stopped that. I no longer do emotional eating morning. If I had a bad day, so what? That does not mean that I deserve a slice of pizza, or if I had a good day, so what? I do think it's important to reward yourself occasionally, but you need to be in control of that, and you need to plan that out so that way you're not having all of these cheat meals throughout the week. So I'm a type of person that usually has high energy by myself. I don't really need coffee and caffeine, but I will say that the Whole30 has given me so much more energy. I used to dread, you guys, getting up at 4 a.m. to do my workouts. In the entire 30 days, I felt great. I was just springing out of bed. I was doing my workouts. I didn't have the need to take naps like I used to. I just had so much more energy than what I usually had. And I just think it came down to eating clean, eating healthy, and working out. Another thing that was really helpful in the Whole30 is I was eating less. So a lot of times when you're eating foods that are packed with sugar, your body craves more food. You have stronger cravings, and you're feeding your body more food than you usually would have if you're not having sugar. So literally I would just have breakfast, I'd have lunch, I'd have dinner, I would snack with some nuts, but I wasn't just eating for fun. I wasn't emotionally eating. So I was really in control of what I was putting in my body, and I really was eating way less than I was when I wasn't on the Whole30, which was definitely a benefit. So I told you guys that I lost 12 pounds doing the Whole30. I also went down 1 pant size, which is awesome. And one thing that I've kind of gotten rid of is bloating. I struggle with bloating so bad, you guys. I'm always bloated. And since I did the Whole30, I haven't been bloated. And I think really what it comes down to is my body does not do well with dairy and gluten, and not being able to have those foods on the Whole30. I just felt so good when I woke up in the morning. My stomach was flat. It wasn't bloated, full of all this air. I just felt really good, full of energy, and just overall more happy. I felt really happy during the Whole30, and I really think that food can have an effect on your emotions. I strongly believe that, because I think back to when I would indulge in bad food, like I would indulge in pizza, or I would indulge in a brownie. I would feel just really full and just not full of life. I'd feel sick, and my energy levels weren't the same, and I just overall didn't feel good about myself. One, because I consume these foods that are bad for me, and two, these foods are literally weighing me down. It's hard to walk, my stomach hurts, the list goes on. So just eating healthy really made me overall happier. Okay guys, so I shared with you everything the Whole30 did for my body, how it made me feel, how it kind of changed my life, how it reset my mindset, how it reset my body. And like I told you guys, this was not my first time doing it. The Whole30 is something that I'm always going to do at least once or twice a year, because I sometimes feel like you need to reset your mindset. Even though you learn all of these things about what food does for your body, you learn what foods make you sick, sometimes you get off track. And that's why I love the Whole30. It's always a tool that I have that I can use whenever I feel like I'm getting off track with my eating, whenever I feel like I'm starting to get sick from foods. I can just start the Whole30, and it can really help me change my mindset, get me back on track. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Definitely check out my Whole30 playlist if you're thinking about starting the Whole30, or if you're on the Whole30. I have a lot of amazing resources in there, from what I eat, from what I buy at the grocery store. All of that stuff will be down in the description box. Before I go, I did want to share with you guys these 2 books. I've talked about them in a lot of videos, but I know I have new subscribers every day. So if you're considering starting the Whole30, or if you're on the Whole30, I strongly recommend this Whole30 book, you guys. It is amazing. It's a book I will never get rid of. It tells you what you can have on the Whole30, what you can't have on the Whole30, why you can't have it. It has some very delicious recipes in it. It will just change your entire mindset. I love this book. This is definitely a book I'm going to read once a year, because sometimes I forget. Sometimes I get off track. So it's definitely an amazing book that I'll always have in my library, and I will leave it linked down in the description box for you guys. The next book I wanted to share with you guys is this Whole30 Fast and Easy Recipe book. I will also have this one down in the description box. If you guys are kind of like, where do I start? What should I cook? This book is amazing. It has hundreds of recipes that are really healthy for you. It has really good recipes. It teaches you how to make things that may be your favorite food, like this stir fry recipe. I know before when I made stir fry, I would put teriyaki sauce in it. It was loaded with sugar. So this kind of just changes the way you're cooking. You're still getting your favorite recipes, but just a healthier version of it. Okay guys, I'm gonna go now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.